A young woman goes to work but never clocks in.
I'm begging of everybody, please pray for my baby.
A family launches a desperate search. They want to know how she could possibly disappear from a place that was supposed to be so safe.
Where's the security at? There have been failures the whole way down.
19-year-old Ashanti Billie had a bright future ahead of her.
Bubbly, quirky, nerdy, friendly, lovable.
Our affiliate WTKR reports Ashanti was living in Virginia Beach, attending culinary school, and working at a sandwich shop on the Joint Expeditionary Naval Base in Norfolk, Virginia. Her parents, who are Army veterans, encouraged her to take the job, feeling good about her working in a protected environment. But that sense of security would prove to be tragically false. In mid-September, around 5 a.m., Ashanti drives through the gates at the naval base headed for work. But when she doesn't show up, a co-worker calls her cell phone looking for her.
Someone else answered. It was a man, and he told me that he found her phone in the dumpster, but I thought she just probably misplaced it or lost it.
Police and Ashanti's parents are soon notified. Her mom, Brandy Billie, posts a video on Facebook desperately asking for help.
Everyone, please pray for Ashanti Billie.
5 days later and 5 miles away, Ashanti's car is found, but still no sign of the teenager. The FBI, now working with local authorities, releases video surveillance of Ashanti's car entering then leaving the naval base.
They saw her car leaving gate 1 at around 5:30, 5:32, but because of the angle of the camera, they was not able to see whether was it her driving, was it an additional occupant in the car, was she being forced to leave?
The family wonders, does the military know more than it's saying?
Not even a simple call. It made me start saying, is there something to hide? Do y'all know something?
Then, several days later and over 300 miles away, behind a church in Charlotte, North Carolina, a body is found.
As the family awaits further updates, we ask that you continue to keep us in prayer and pray that this is not Ashanti Billie.
But the family would soon learn the absolute worst. It's Ashanti. She's been murdered.
Our desire and our prayers were answered. She's home with God, and we're okay with that.
After the discovery, the hunt for the killer is on.
There is a team of dedicated investigators who are determined to find out what happened in this case.
As police are tracking down every lead, hundreds come to celebrate the young woman whose life was taken so viciously and tragically too soon.
Don't be sorry for my loss. Be grateful for God's gain.
Then, almost 4 weeks later, a man right under cops' noses, already in custody for trespassing, is charged with Ashanti's kidnapping, then murder, when his DNA is linked to her clothing found in her car. That man is 45-year-old Eric Brian Brown, a retired Navy veteran. When her family first lays eyes on Brown,
It was like looking at a monster.
Brown was reportedly homeless, sleeping in various buildings on the naval base and working as a day laborer. He helped build the sandwich shop where Ashanti worked. One of her co-workers says Brown came in often. She even gave him rides.
I never took him home, but I took him to stores across the street because that's where he wanted to go.
According to court documents, a lot of people had a lot to say about Brown. Some co-workers reported seeing Brown flirt with Ashanti. Others reported feeling uncomfortable with Brown's sexual advances and hearing him say he, quote, hates African-American women because they're gold diggers. And a fellow inmate told cops, the Navy vet said, there ain't nothing like the first taste of blood. Sometimes it makes you do things that are unexplainable.
Your job is to protect this country, to protect every life. And you took the freedom of my child. You took her life. And it's unacceptable.
Turns out the church where Brown allegedly dumped Ashanti's body was no random location. It's where he went to vacation Bible school as a child, not far from his family home.
Didn't understand how she ended up here on this property here in Charlotte, being from Virginia. what the connection was all about, and now the pieces are put together pretty much.
For his part, Brown allegedly told investigators he blacked out, had no recollection of what he'd done for many days, and he couldn't remember if he had even done anything to Ashanti. But her parents don't buy it.
You know exactly what you were doing. You preyed upon an innocent young lady who happened to be my child. And that was the biggest mistake that you made.
Eric Brown has been charged with kidnapping and murder. But according to the U.S. Attorney's Office, more charges could come, like sexual assault. Ashanti's underwear was found around her head. The rest of her clothes found in her car.
This was allowed to occur on a naval base. It can happen anywhere.
Ashanti's parents say security needs to be stepped up on the naval base as they vow to continue to fight for justice for their daughter.
I'm not going to accept just the murder charge or the kidnapping, because you did more than just murder and kidnap. You did a lot.
Brown faces up to life in prison if convicted on the kidnapping charge. He's not yet entered a plea to any of the charges against him. I'm Chris Hansen. If you like this story, make sure you tune in every day to Crime Watch Daily. You can find where the show airs in your city at crimewatchdaily.com. Watch it live or record it on your DVR and watch it at night. And to all those criminals out there, remember, we are watching.